Hi, my name's Scot McRae. I'm the co-founder of Candidate.ID. What I'd like to do is just give you a very quick introduction to Candidate.ID, the core system of hiring for in-demand talent. So I will just share this first. So yeah, I think the interesting thing about in-demand talent is that it can be optometrists, it can be cybersecurity sales, it can be data scientists, it can be lab technicians, lab managers. It's different for every business, but the key thing is that this is typically the area where applications don't get you where you need to go. You don't you don't get enough applications, or you don't get the quality. And what that means is that you have to be more proactive. You have to, what we call, hunt them. And the interesting thing about this talent is that they will, this is moving jobs is a big deal. Moving companies is a big deal. So they will spend time researching you. Now, this is one of the biggest areas that we solve. Also, we also solve the area where you get too many applications. So what's interesting about this area of talent is that something will get their attention, and typically that will always be the job or the opportunity. But then they'll want to come and reach you. They'll research you. They'll be looking at, would this be a good next move for me? Could I fit in? Would I enjoy working there? And and then look at the opportunity in much more detail. So if you imagine that you have John and Jane, and they could both be in your database at the moment, or they could have come in via sourcing, or they could come in via recruitment marketing, but both of them open email, and they get a point for that. Candidate.ID allocates them a point for that. Jane goes on and clicks the link. She looks at landing page. She looks at the company in Glassdoor. She watched some employer brand videos. She looks at the employers, the hiring manager's profile on LinkedIn. She then comes on to look at the job spec. Now, what we know from Jane at that point, what the Candidate.ID knows, is that she's a great match in terms of what it is that you're looking for, but she's also showing great intent around the job. John, we don't really know. All we know is that he's opened an email. Okay, so if you're a recruiter, you're going to call Jane every single day. This is also the difference between what Candidate.ID can show you compared to what a CRM or an ATS can show you, because they just can't do the tracking. So in this area, typically, candidates are going to spend maybe up to 6 months across a whole bunch of different independent touch points before they'll engage with you. But when they do engage, when they become active, if you like, they move real fast. So the key thing is to be able to see that and engage them first. How do we do it? Okay, so it's pixel firing to cookie-based tracking, which is tied to the unique identifier field, which is an email address. We're using IP recognition and fingerprint to tie everybody's kind of different email addresses, everybody's different browsers, different devices, different locations into the one candidate profile. So now we understand how interested they are. Are they cold, or are they warm, or are they hire ready? We're doing it across email, SMS, social media, career sites, corporate sites, landing pages, microsites, etc. So let me just jump and straight into the platform for you live. Okay, so this is our logging in now. So what I'm going to show you first is our dashboard. If I'm a recruiter, and let's say I'm hiring data science in the UK, then the first thing I want to know every single morning is, who is it that I should call? Okay, so if I look at the people that are hire ready, I can see that I've got 5 here. So if I sort them by engagement, I can see I've got Ivan, he's living in Cambridge, data science. I can see I've got Chris, 58 points, highly engaged, applied data science in Cambridge, but he's also got Kaggle. I'm interested in that. So I can look at Chris, I can see, how he's an A plus match, or a 95% plus match in terms of what we're looking for. He's on 58 points. He's got Kaggle, which is interesting. I can look at his social media. I can look at how his scores increased. I can look at any kind of one-to-one email activity that's gone on. I can see if he's had any previous contact. I can look at any documents. So we've parsed his CV. I can look at all his privacy preferences in terms of how he wants to be communicated, or what is from GDPR point of view, what his basis of processing is, and when his retention date is. So now I know from a from a sourcing point of view who it is that I'm going to call. I could also look at now from a sourcer point of view. I might then want to run a search for data scientists across our current database. So if I come to all of the database, and this can be across Candidate.ID and the ATS and the CRM. So let's just say I want to search for titles, and they is like let's do that. That's going to pull everybody who's data science in here, and I can see I've got how well they match, what their engagement score. I can look at their resumes and similar candidates. But if I want to search across job boards, okay, let's just say I want to search across LinkedIn, I want to search across Reed, I can do that. And if I just take this search string here, so as we say, the search that we use is contextual, natural language, kind of meta search in terms of what it's called. So if we search these job boards, this is going to pull back everybody that has got, these data science terms related. I can see there's 11 total. So if I show over all them, they're all a kind of 93% plus match. I could look at their resume, and let's say they're all a good fit. Then what I want to do is I want to bring them, I want to bring them into the data science pipeline. I want to make sure that they're in the UK. I want to make sure that I'm the assigned owner, and I want to tag them as Kaggle because it's a keyword for us. Now, if I then go to save candidates, that's going to take them straight into this pipeline here, into this list. Now, our other big USP, so you've got all your different pipelines, you've got all the different stages, cold, warm, hire, ready, you've got the big scoring engine that whirs away in the background. But then your other big kind of USP is our engagement studio or campaign builder, which comprises all of your emails, landing pages, forms, links and downloads, different content categories. If I look quickly at some of an email template, so look at this one that we do with McKinsey, and you need a really great what you see is what you get editor, in the sense that it's got to be really easy to adapt and build things on the fly. So maybe I've got a video in here from a McKinsey point of view, which is around women in tech, and I want to put in, a little bit of text from there. I want to change and adapt things. So you've got to be able to adapt and build things easily on the fly. It can be difficult. Same with landing pages. If I look at, this one that we do with Intel, and I can see here that so we've got software careers, we've got a form to fill out, what we make possible, but we've also got a video here about women in tech, and we've got this link to a few other campaign landing pages, which makes it into a little microsite. So then if I go to this is also where we host, and this links and downloads is where all the third-party kind of content that you might want to link. You might want to link to CNN or BBC or your Glassdoor page, so you would do that here. Then if I go quickly to the campaign builder, this is where so we've got a Data Science UK, it's engage, nurture, and convert. So it's going to this pipeline, Data Science Europe, the segment UK. Okay, if it's interesting, if this is set to yes, new pipeline or segment candidates can enter this campaign. So anybody that gets added to this list automatically gets this campaign. It's set to go Monday to Friday between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., but you can throttle it to any time. So this is our campaign builder. We've designed this to be as simple and easy to use, so you can build and execute really simple or really complex kind of engagement campaigns. We've got about 10 different actions, and at each stage we've got about 20 different decisions. So let's say the first thing we want to do is send them an email. So this is email 1, and then we send them McKinsey email 1. We send that today. Okay, so now we're going to send them an email. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to decide who's opened the email. Okay, so open email 1. Okay, and so we select the email. We'll give them 24 hours to do that. So now everybody who opens goes down the right, and everybody who didn't open goes down the left. So if they didn't open, let's send them that was what we call a subject swap out. So email 1, subject swap out. So same email, but with a different subject line, and we'll wait 24 hours before we send them that. Okay, and then what we want to know is who opened that. Okay, so open email 1, subject swap out, and we select the email. Okay, we'll give them 24 hours to do that. And then for those that didn't, let's send them a text message. I put in the URL, and let's wait a day for that. Now that very kind of simple campaign, building the campaign, that's going to drive like 60, 70% of the engagement. And on it can go and you can build and you can add things like, did the candidates visit the career site? Did they visit the job page? Did they visit the apply form? Did they apply? If they didn't apply, then notify the recruiter. Lots of things like that. So what we can do here is now I can start to test the logic as well. So did they open email one? Yes, they did. Okay, that works fine. Okay, we run the logic test again. Okay, so did they open email one? No, they didn't. So now they get an email with the subject swap out. Did they open that? No, they didn't. Then they get a text message, etc. So that's a very, very quick introduction to Candidate ID, and I hope that you've enjoyed it.